This week in sports, the GOAT edition starts me off in the NBA, where on last Tuesday, LeBron James cemented himself as the greatest scorer of all time when he surpassed Kareem for the most points ever scored in NBA history. The record, which stood for almost 40 years, was taken down by Bron with a 14-foot fadeaway jumper with 10.9 seconds left in the third quarter of a 133-130 loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Coming to the end of the third quarter, LeBron James, a shot in history, and it is! LeBron stands alone!
He finished the night with 38 points on 13 of 28 shooting to go along with 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. Now, while much of the talk was on Bron and his moment, there was a lot of talk about what was going on off the court at that moment.
It comes off as petty. It comes off as you're hating. It comes off as that you're being jealous of the moment. And when things like that happen, overarching, you feel like, can they continue to play together?
While the arena and Bron's teammates erupted with excitement, Anthony I.R. Davis was filmed sitting, looking sullen and salty as fuck.
Halfway.
Man, he looked like he had more sodium in him than a nigga with high blood pressure. Man, he looked saltier than these Cowboys and 49er fans were towards Philly. Nah, man, he looked saltier than Rico did when Buns and Sincere passed by.
I don't like that shit. That's for sure, bro. I don't like that shit.
To his credit, AD said he was happy for Bron, happy about him getting the record, and he was just mad because they were losing and mad because they lost the game. He should have been pissed at himself because he didn't play up to his potential at all that night. Staying with LA and GOAT talk, or should I say scapegoat talk, walking triple-double and perpetually disrespected point guard Russell Westbrook was finally traded, and I could not be happier. The Los Angeles Lakers traded Westbrook and the 2027 first-round pick to the Utah Jazz as part of a 3-team deal on Wednesday, and he will be bought out by the Jazz, thereby making himself a free agent. And man, I hope he picks the right situation for himself after dealing with that bullshit in LA. I mean, he was dealing with bad ownership, bad management, bad coaching, bad acting, bad health, and just plain bad. All the while, the majority of the blame was laid at his feet, and he didn't deserve that shit. Good luck, Russ. Good luck. Over in the NFL, we finally made it to the biggest spectacle in all of sports and entertainment, the Super Bowl. After a season full of highs, some all-time performances, some great games and comebacks, we got a finale that rivals some of the greatest games of all time. And the way that it ended, the NFL couldn't have written a better script, or could they? In Super Bowl 57, it was a classic. The Kansas City Chiefs, led by current future Hall of Famer and GOAT heir apparent Patrick Mahomes, who gave a gutsy performance on his way to his second Super Bowl MVP, faced off against the kid Jalen Hurts, who gave us a historic GOAT performance for the ages and showed all of his critics that they need to
Shut the fuck up!
From the outset, we had fireworks, with the Eagles taking an early 7-0 lead on the first of Hurts' 3 touchdown runs, only for the Chiefs to answer immediately with the Mahomes to Kelsey touchdown. The Eagles would answer with a huge 45-yard Hurts to Brown TD, but then give it right back on a Hurts fumble that resulted in a Nick Bolton scoop and score. The Eagles would take a 24-14 halftime lead, and they had us thinking they was gonna literally run away with it. But Mahomes and them had other plans, and after some Andy Reid adjustments, Mahomes showed us all that.
Mama, there goes that man.
The second half looked like two different teams, with the Chiefs scoring 24 points of their own. And while Hurts played like a man on fire and won who should have won, in the end, his defense let him down. That front seven, which had been lauded all season as the best in the league, failed to sack Mahomes all game. And they gave up some big runs. Big runs. On a side note, I blame Fletcher, First Lady Cox, and his suit for that. And while they did let him down, the game still came down to the wire with a field goal. A field goal that was set up by what many have called one of the worst defensive holding calls in the history of the game. Now, I personally hate that it came down to that, but hey, it's football. It is what it is. In the end, the Chiefs won their second ring in 5 years and showed us that as long as Mahomes is QB, that championship window is never shut. Speaking of shut, longtime ESPN host Chris Berman should have
Shut the fuck up!
instead of saying this bullshit right here.
Also, of course, two African-American quarterbacks starting against each other in the Super Bowl for the first time, fittingly. February 12th is Abe Lincoln's birthday.
Yikes. Now, on a day where two black men made black history during Black History Month, this motherfucker managed to make it all about a white man.
How, Sway?
This episode was brought to you by folks who are down for critical race theory being taught at all levels, because fittingly, they need to learn. And we will continue to push and not pull out of this fight, just like ASAP Rocky. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see you next week.